Excuse me, give me that mic. Thank you. Anyway, first and foremost, I would like to thank myself for being amazing. Thank you, self. I would like to thank all the people I had to step on to get here, because you know, heat rises and a bitch is hot. I'm up to the top.
Let's go in the hell, molten lava jail. Now digger where we gon' live well for free. The mind state translate the meekest first plan. Season educate for Mother Earth. Give what you need, then reap a harvest. Don't matter who the largest, we level out. All we need is water. You got gold, I got stolen land. One hand wash the other, my sister and brother. We can spend our time building river to river. Call them Indian, giver, whatever. Clan shed that became sicker. The snake oil, POS, the body quiver. Goosebump, deliver the lottery with a turtle ninjas. Inform my niggas, gotta slither through the maze.
Bounce your shoulder, feel the vibe. I ain't stressing today. Yo, I ain't stressing today. Bounce. You negative, but I ain't got time. I ain't stressing today. Yo, I ain't stressing today. Bounce. Peace and love is on my mind. I ain't stressing today. Hold up, I ain't stressing today. Bounce. I'ma tell you one more time. I ain't stressing today. Yeah, I ain't stressing today. Bounce. Watch my whip today, I buffed it up good with the Shannon. Feeling good, think I might just pull up on my granny. We watch that Wheel of Fortune while we eat that church chicken. She tell me that she been thinking one day I'm gonna win a Grammy. I say now shout out to my barber, that boy on a mission. Got my line so crispy when I talk they pay attention. And my lady is so bad, swear she was born in her bag. Had to give her extra cash to go tip her beautician. Like how you look that good, I'm about to show you off, let's cruise up through my neighborhood. You said my partner tried to holler, boy I wish he would. You know what, I ain't even much tripping. I'm confident in me, so can't nobody catch me slipping. And don't call me on.
Hey, peace, y'all. Welcome to the Hump Day Reading. Hold on, you already know I gotta make sure I sound all right up here. You know, ain't too crazy, you know what I'm saying? But how are y'all feeling this Wednesday? How is the life? How is living things? And please let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me okay as well. I want to make sure everybody can hear me and I'm heard and all that fun stuff. But yeah, today I want to talk to you guys about the spring equinox and where the planets will be at for the spring equinox, especially for my sky watchers and spellcasters out there. I want to talk about the lunar eclipse that we have coming up and the planetary lineup that we have during that day. And I also want to talk to you guys about the solar eclipse we have coming up, because I've been hearing some really interesting theories about what's supposed to happen. So we're going to talk about that on the astrological, as well as the numerological level. And it's going to be great. Okay, I sound good, so that's fun. I just look like I'm blinking. And you know what? I'm okay with that. So peace to the tribe, peace to the vibes on this 313. We had some interesting things happen today. I don't know if y'all saw, but TikTok is got banned and they refused to sell it. And I just found that so, interesting, especially because, excuse me, as I try to go live on TikTok, but I found that interesting because that seems to be the main platform where people are actually being seen without fighting through algorithms and being shadow banned and all that stuff like that. I know that those who are cutting checks with Meta, y'all ain't really as affected and don't really care, but a lot of us was getting our coins on TikTok. I ain't gonna hold you. The truth is out there on TikTok. It ain't too much happening on Facebook and Instagram. But it's neither here nor there. It is. It was actually pretty interesting. I was interested. I just found I wasn't really following it too much, but I found it interesting. The fact that it was even happening. Meanwhile, all these other things are happening with on these social media platforms, and it is what it is. But yeah, let's talk planets. You already know how it goes. Feel free to write your planetary placements or your name and things in the chat. And yeah, we're going to chat about your placements in alignment with the placement that we go over. for eclipses and equinoxes. Right? It's the equinox. Yeah. It's not a solstice. And I'm sad because I just got the green light to go live on TikTok and stuff. And I started making money on TikTok and stuff. I'm like, oh man, I'm finna cut me a check. What? I hope y'all fix it. I hope they find a gray area like the rest of these crazy folks. But yeah, so let's talk about it. So today I did the mathematics for today. We were at 313, 2024 today. So peace to the tribe. So today is a day of 4. Today's also a karmic debt number. I'm not sure if you guys know that. But 1 is learning to be one amongst the collective, taking initiative, cardinal energy, leadership, when I say learning to be one amongst a collective, it's like a lot of independent folks. Like, we know y'all independent. We know y'all got the keys. We know y'all know how to do everything by yourself. And so instead of learning that, oh, okay, I could do these things by myself, this is what I have to offer the group. People choose to think, oh, okay, I can do these things myself. So I could be by myself and I'm by myself. And then you see everybody around you as competition, or, oh, y'all stealing from me, or, oh, y'all watching me. And then you start addressing invisible haters. There's a whole thing that happens when people get into that little bubble by themselves. They kind of get a little delulu out there. And it's just a facade that they create to keep them in that mind space and heart space that they don't deserve to have a community that they can benefit from, and they don't deserve to have a community that can benefit from them. And if you truly listen to the things that they be saying, that's exactly what they be saying. Because they keep speaking into existence the community that they don't want in their space. They keep it speaking into existence. Peace, peace, y'all. Welcome, welcome. I'm doing the Hump Day reading. So we are going to be talking about the planetary lineups for the spring equinox on the 19th, as well as the eclipse we have on the 25th and the eclipse we have on the 8th. And if you would like, feel free to put your planetary placements in the comments, and we can address how your placements are lined up with the transit chart, all that fun stuff. But yeah, so if you listen to people talk, like, it sounds like, they're very comfortable with not being part of the collective. Because they're only speaking into existence the kind of people they don't want to be around, not realizing that when you speak on things that you don't want, you just are increasing the amount of things that you're just speaking on, because the universe doesn't hear don't and no and stuff. And that's why when we speak to the universe and we, in our internal stuff, we speak in affirmations. So there is a reason. Okay, so when I write my affirmation music, I don't use negative words like can't, don't, not, no. All those are negative words. And those are not words that you should use when you are speaking in affirmations. And if you pay attention to people who professionally make affirmations, you will notice that they do not do that. Because you are only supposed to be speaking on what you wish to attract, not what you don't want to attract or what you don't want to happen. Like when you go to Subway, you don't say, oh, don't put lettuce, tomato, onions, this. No, you tell them what you want on your sandwich. Otherwise, you're going to be saying more of what you don't want than what you actually want. The focal point of what you actually want is a whole lot smaller when you focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. And we love it there. Just what I want. Like when you guys are feeling really, really angry, when somebody does something in your space or whatever you don't like, instead of focusing on what they did, just focus on what you would rather attract instead. Don't say I didn't deserve that. Just talk about what you deserve. I deserve respect. I deserve reciprocation. I deserve consideration. I deserve honesty. I deserve integrity. I deserve people in my space with a high moral code. Speak on that. Don't I won't tell you what to do, but I will say it's better to speak in that way than it is to say, oh, I don't want people like this in my space and I don't like people. Because guess what? You're going to attract more people like that because you're talking about them. So, yeah, that's the one. We were just talking about the one. We come into the 3. 3 is about expression and emotional expression and communication. 3 is about understanding, because you have your knowledge that we got in the month of 1 with January, for those of you guys who've been keeping up with my daily mathematics. Then you have the month of 2, which is wisdom. Now we're in the month 3 of understanding, where we're applying what we learned in the month of 1 and the month of 2. And then it's a divine alignment that We are in on the tropical, and soon in a few days in the Vedic will be in Piscean energy, as well as the draconic in a few days will be in Piscean energy. And so on these three charts, what usually the three charts are lined up in the energies for like 3 or 4 days before the tropical moves on to the next placement. So over the weekend, definitely we'll have the three placements in alignment before we enter the spring equinox. Then of course the sun will be entering Aries and kind of breaks up that alignment. But I love the fact that that all these things is happening in the Piscean energy and stuff like that, because it gives us an opportunity to really pay attention to how we express our emotions, especially because last month, February, the month of two is all about your heart chakra and actually paying attention to what you want in your oba scales, and also learning how to differentiate between the oba scales and the scales of Maya, and that blend between being in the month of two with Pisces energy and then coming into the month of three in Pisces energy, is a divine alignment of that. Learning the difference between the oba scales or the Libra scales and the Maya scales is very important, because oba scales and Libra scales is just like, I won't say just, but it's like, I want reciprocation. Are you giving me what I'm giving you? And do I want what you have to give me? And do you want what I have to give you? And do we feel like this is an even exchange or an even trade? That is the Libra scales. That has nothing to do with the scales of Maya. So all you folks out there that love to match people's energy and y'all love to be reflections of how other people treat you and all that nonsense, yeah, y'all not moving in alignment with my yacht. That has nothing to do with my yacht. That's everything to do with your Libra scales being off. And so instead of you moving into what I just said earlier about manifesting what you deserve and what you should have in your plate, in your space, which is keeping you in alignment with my yacht, and also putting better connections in your space for your Libra scales, you just said fuck the whole scales and fuck it up for me too, and fuck up my like, this is when you're trying to be somebody's karma. This is when keeping it real goes wrong. You're trying to be somebody else's karma, you're messing up your own. So y'all go ahead and keep being people's mirrors to dusty energy instead of being mirrors to the energy you deserve, and you're going to keep getting dusty energy. And that's mine. And that's the connection with the three. So you have your emotional expression, how you express what you want in your Oprah scales, how you express how you wish to maintain your Mayat scales, and you are also aligning your creative self. So the day of 13, still on today's mathematics, bear with me, y'all. So on the day of 13 is also that one, which is the working person, the dependable, reliable person, and three, which is the creative person, the person that usually doesn't have much of a focus, and utilizing those two of you to find duality and balance between the two. Now we're talking about your own personal Oba scales with yourselves. How are your personal Oba scales with the multifacets of you? You know what I'm saying? So today we want you to pay attention to that. If you find yourself working in a space where you don't feel your creative self being, embraced, accepted. You're not allowed to express your emotional self and all that. You're not allowed to have that creative thing going for yourself. Peace, peace. Welcome on TikTok. Y'all know I'll be going YouTube and everywhere. So I'm looking at all the cameras like, ooh. But if you feel yourself, being in that space where you don't feel that, then you're too far into the one and you need to come into the three. And if you don't calibrate yourself and allow yourself to experience both your one self, that workaholic, dependable, reliable, so serious, with your three, which is your emotional creative self, you're always going to be hopping from job to job. You're always going to be hopping relationship. It's always going to be everybody else's fault, and and you're matching their energy, and you are their mirror, and they blah 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 blah, and it's never you, and it's always them. It's always going to feel like that because you're not in alignment with your own personal facets. You're not looking at all the faces and the masks and the crowns that you wear and finding equilibrium and duality and give and take within them. So when someone comes into your space, you're looking for them to fill a void. That's not even their responsibility. That's what you should be fulfilling if you was in tune with all of the many parts of you. And you were allowing yourself to be expressive, emotional, vulnerable, romantic, and all those things, as well as being dependable, reliable, focused, determined, moral, ethical, a leader, cardinal energy. You're the first and the last, the beginning and the end. And if you're not doing those things for yourself and your multifacets of yourself, you're going to keep attracting incomplete relationships that'll keep having you keep going down these dusty roads. And we don't like it here. We don't like the jobs that, stifle us. We don't like the relationships that feel controlling and narcissistic. We don't like the family ships that feel using and, just drama and toxicity. We don't like these things. So we're gonna do something different, right? Yay, we're gonna do something different. And that's what 13 is about. Also, 13 is a karmic debt number. So if you guys were born on the 13, anybody watching was born on 13, you were born on a karmic debt number. And that karmic debt number is essentially, finding that duality within itself, with, that one and that three. And when you put those one and threes together, what does that make? It makes four. Four is the number of stability, of focus. This is that one and three connection is what you're building your cornerstone on. Once we come into a four, now we're bringing things in the physical. This is a space of manifestation. So that again expands on what I just said. How you are balancing your one and three within is going to show in the four outside of you. All the fours around you. Your job going to suck. Your romantic relationships going to suck. Your friendships going to suck. Your family relationships going to suck. When you go outside, everything just sucks. You hate it. You're oppressed and depressed. Some random entity has their foot on your neck. You're never free. And you're on your podium screaming at people, telling them to be as miserable as you are because you're not in tune with all your facets. So they shouldn't be in tune with all their facets. They should be just as miserable and upset as you are. And that's not how it goes, Uncle Ruckus. It's not how we doing it here. We love and expansion, and that is the importance. And when we're in this year of 8, moving away from the 13 and moving into the year that we're in. When we're in this year of 8, we're in the space of high highs and low lows. We're in a space of transformation. It's also a space of sex. So think about it. We're having sex all 3, 6, 5. I know that sounds crazy, but that's exactly what we're doing. We're fucking. And in this space of conception, we are creating, right? Aren't you creating when you have sex? Not just on a physical level of what we're doing, but on a spiritual level, on an energetic level. You guys are creating a lot of energetic things. That's why you gotta be careful who you have sex with, because there's a lot of different energies and bacteria and physical things that go inside your body and on top of your body that you can't wash off with soap or antibiotics. It's a part of you now. You now have a new asteroid in your solar system that you didn't have before that person came. And so that's what's happening this year. Like last year in the year 7, a lot of people went into isolation. A lot of people started walking into their spiritual power. A lot of people that were already in their spiritual power started putting themselves in platforms and spaces where they could help other people get to where they needed to be spiritually. So that's what we were doing in the year 7. We were tapping our Yamoja. Everybody's third eyes were opening. We were having our awakenings. We're teaching people. We're healing. We're doing readings. It's a great time here. Spiritual TikTok is popping. We love it here. But now in the year of 8, what are you conceiving with what you learned? I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but usually when we have sex, we be inebriated, right? So we spent the whole year of 7 being inebriated. We got drunk. What did you choose to get drunk with? Did you get drunk with mindless information? Did you get drunk with Hollywood nonsense? Did you get drunk with fear? Because I know it was a lot of fear mongering going on in the year 7 too. Everybody trying to sell their emergency packs and all this shit. And there was a lot of people falling into it and getting scared. Is that what you were doing all year 7? Scaring yourself, putting fear in yourself? Because now that you are inebriated with whatever you were, drinking all year 7, this is what you're conceiving with this year. Usually when we ain't it the truth though. Usually when we have sex, we drunk, we are high on happiness, hormones is high, we high, we not in our right mind, and we open ourselves to spirits to come into us, and that's oh, this baby, where'd this baby come from? Yeah, you allow the spirit to come into your conception, event, or whatever you want to call it. And so that's what's happening here. What kind of spirits are you opening up yourself up to this 365 while you're conceiving? And we want to move intentionally. We do. More intentional sex, y'all. That's what we're doing this year. More intentional sex, more intentional conception, more intentional with the spirits we let in ourselves, more intentional with how we inebriate ourselves and what we inebriate ourselves with. Because when we go into the year 9, now we're in the year, it takes 9 months to birth something. So now we're in the year 9, we're in the year birthing. I know that they say the year 8 is a space of rebirth and karma, but that's because they get the figure 8 confused. It's not so much as like a karmic type of energy as much as it's teaching you. It's more like a stock market type thing. High highs and low lows. Well, the goal is to be in the middle. Just not like when you look at the Pisces fish, the symbol, they got one fish going up, one fish going down, and then they got a line in the middle. Your goal is homeostasis. So, like, if in the year 8, you have all these grandiose goals, you want to do all these grandiose things, everything has to be big and bright and blah, 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 right? In order to have those things, you got to go to a low, 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 low. You're going to have to go through the trenches and the sticks because that's a part of the figure 8. So how low are you willing to go to get that high high? That's the question. What just happened? What are we doing? Hold on a second, y'all. That was weird. Anyway, so that's what's going on there. Now, if you want to be in the homeostasis, it's all about learning how to move in moderation, learning how to be grateful for what you have, learning to find power in what you have. And coming back to that mindset of Mayat, 8 rules over your solar plexus chakra. This is where your empowerment is. This is where your power lies. This is what you're enforcing. Herakuti energy. What are you enforcing? What laws and order do you enforce? Well, you should have been getting all those nuggets last year in the year 7, because now you're in the year of 8 of enforcing. To personalize it, all last year, I'm learning about the strong man. I'm getting closer with my sons about our natal chart and numerology. Just really paying attention to the days and what I manifest and the energy that I receive on those days, just being very intentional, really learning about energy awareness and realizing that I really love to teach. This is something that I'm really good at. It's something I really love to do. And I get the most of my return when I'm teaching and healing in a teaching kind of way. So, now that I've, accumulated all those things, and this year I'm being called to enforce them. And it's not always an easy frolicking through sunflower type of enforcement. It's people that's challenging me. It's people that's making it difficult for me to do what I do. It's people that's, trying to make me feel bad for doing what I do. It's people trying to get into my way and block me from doing what I do. And these are all challenges that I give thanks towards, because these are challenges that are showing me how bad I really want this. And how far I'm willing to go for this, and what and who am I allowing to get in my way. And now that I have that level of awareness, when I realize that I'm allowing people, places, things, events, emotions, whatever, to get in my way, and I know that what I want is bigger than that, it makes me move a whole lot different. Fuck what you talking about. I don't give a fuck. So that's basically what you're doing in this year. You're enforcing all that knowledge you got last year, and it's not going to be easy. Some of you guys are having legal issues. Some of you guys are having romantic issues with your children, issues with your friendships and family, issues with your housing and your car situation. A lot of you guys are having issues, and it's just to show you and challenge you and strengthen you and what it is you said you wanted and what it is you said you're supposed to be. A lot of y'all was so confident when talking about just your past lives and your North Node and your divine purpose, and that's your divine purpose. That's what you're supposed to be doing here. You a god. You this. You that. All right, bet. We finna see how much you are these things, because you were saying that all year 7. So what are you conceiving in this year of 8? What are you enforcing in this year of 8? How are you showing what you was talking about in the year of 7 is really about to be birthed in the year of 9? You know what I'm saying? So you're going to see a lot of different rituals going on, all people's secret sex rings and sex activities and all that stuff coming to the forefront. The year 8 is also about secrets as well. You're going to see a lot of people that have been in power this entire time doing the most to stay in power, because they know we in the year of conception. So if they want to stay in the space that they want to be in, then in this year of conception, they're going to be doing wild shit to stay in the place that they're in. And that's why I can't wait to talk to you guys about April 8th, because that's crazy. But we're not there yet. So that is the 348. That is today's mathematics. And 3, 4, 8 come together and they make 7 and 8. So we talked about the 7 already. 7 plus 8 comes together and makes 15. Bring you back into that one of being a leader amongst the collective, all the one stuff I was talking about in the beginning. But now that you've done the work and you've gained your energy awareness and you're ready to enforce your spiritual self, now we in the space of you applying it to the 5. So 5 is about freedom and liberation. 5 is about your community and communication. Now, when we deal with 5, we're dealing with two different energies sometimes. Sometimes we're dealing with the fire of Leo, the Temperate, and the Sephiros, where you guys deal with the Kabbalah. So sometimes you're dealing with that, which is associated with Leo, the 5th house, which is your inner child, who just wants freedom. The inner child just wants to be free. I just want to eat candy 24/7. I want to sleep when I want to sleep. I want to wake up when I want to. I don't want no structure. I don't want no balance. I don't want no control. That's straight up 5. But you want to put that 1 in front of the 5 because it's time to find balance and focus. You are the adult your inner child always wanted. So instead of always talking about what adults didn't do for you, be the adult your inner child needs now and give your inner child that focus and that determination and that McDonald's money you always wanted. You have the power to do those things now, so do it. 1 and 5 come together and of course make 6, which is a beautiful number on a Wednesday. 6 deals with the 6th house. This is a space of creation, but a little higher than the 3, because 3 is more so creation for self. 6 is more so being of service to other people, whereas 9 is like a whole philanthropic humanitarian situation, and you're trying to create a fucking utopia. But come back to the 6. So once you get that 1 and 5 together and you get it orderly, I'm here to control my inner child with that fire. 5 also deals with air, which is Gemini, communication and community. So those are the 2 waves of the 5. You can either go air or fire. Some of y'all need to control both, whether it be the throat chakra or the heart chakra. So when you find balance between those cells, then we make a 6, and now you can be of service to other people. And now you're opening yourself up to receive service. So that's cool. And then on top of that, we're also in a space of management, organization. And if you are not in this space, then it's kind of like 6 also deals with ailments and dis-ease and discomfort. I ain't gonna hold you. I do not do those kind of readings. Will I get an offer letter or not on my PhD program for this fall semester? I don't do predictive readings, and I'll tell you why. So I follow the Kabbalah and I follow the Netters, and in that space we learned that tarot is not here to control your will. That's not what tarot is for. So if are people using tarot to do that, they're misusing it in alignment with the history of tarot and what it's for since the beginning. It's been created. So when you get into the history of tarot, it's not about controlling your will or your future or your fortune. You'll have to go to a fortune teller for that. And I'm not a fortune teller. I don't do that. But peace to you, beloved. And I do hope you do get that letter. If you work for that letter, you're going to get it. I will give you advice because I am an energy awareness coach. So to give you advice on your energy and how metaphysics operates, I'm going to give you an example. So, like I was speaking earlier, you want to focus on receiving your PhD. Was it the letter of accept? Okay, so you want to focus on the acceptance letter. How are you going to feel? What's the paper going to feel like in your hands? What does the heading look like? Who do you call first? What do you do first after you receive the letter? All those things. That's how you manifest something. That's how you attract something into your space. You imagine that you're already there. So now that it's already happened, you've already manifested it in the non-physical. So now you're just waiting for the physical to catch up. Now here's the catch-22. The physical does not move as fast as the non-physical, not by far. We know it takes 9 months to conceive. It takes 9 years to conceive as a collective. It takes 9 centuries, 9 everything is in this space, right? So with that being said, while you're waiting for this letter to come in the mail, please do not muddy up your vortex with doubt. Once you come into that space of doubt and depression and impatience, and now you're like, what if I don't get it? Let me make a plan B or a plan C. Let me do this, let me do that, whatever. If you keep doing that, that's what's fucking up your vortex, and it's just going to shake up the possibility of you receiving that letter, because the universe is like, do she want it or do she don't want it? Because she over here imagining that she get it, so we trying to make it happen in the physical. You know how many people they got to line up for you to get that one letter? You gotta have the school, a whole bunch of stuff gotta happen in the school with the employees' personal lives and the people they interact with in their personal lives that bring them into the job, and you don't know who quit the job and who got hired at the job. You don't know all the makings that the universe had to make for you to get that letter. So you have to be patient and trust that what you manifested is going to come to you because you deserve it, and that's it. Ain't no doubt, ain't no impatience, ain't no da da da. Like, you ever notice? And it's crazy because humans really get mad at somebody who's really determined for what they want. If you ever notice that, like, especially like Hollywood is a good example. Like, people in Hollywood, they were determined. They was you think it was easy for them to be in the position that they're in? How many people laughed at them? A lot of them have stories of homelessness, sleeping on people's couches, using their last for studio time, all these things. And I'm pretty sure they skipped a bill or two to pay for studio time or this or that, this, that, and the third. Like, it's so many moments like that, but because their vortex was set on, I deserve this, I want this is what I'm going to have, instead of, oh no, let me get a part-time job, or let me figure this out, or maybe I can go over here instead, or maybe they didn't do none of that. It's no, this is what I want. This is what I deserve. This is what I'm getting. I don't give a fuck if y'all think I deserve it or not. All these people talking about them all day long on all these social media accounts. You think, I mean, I'm sure they care, but not well enough to fuck up their vortex, obviously. And for those of who have allowed those naysayers and doubters into their space to affect their vortex, you see they're nowhere to be found. They done deactivated their pages. They not public no more. They don't want to make music no more. I can't do it anymore. I quit. They're breaking their contracts. They're making, videos to tell y'all how sad they are, and how they don't want to do this anymore or do that anymore because y'all bothering them. But then you got people like Chris Brown. That man is like, no, this is what I deserve. This is what I'm going to do, and I don't care what y'all talking about. Y'all can talk about my personal life all day long. This is my dream that I'm living. I think he tweeted or posted today or some other day. He's like, there will never be another Chris Brown, and you better give me my flowers now while I'm still here. And he's absolutely correct. He's absolutely fucking correct, and that's how you should feel about yourself. There will never be another you. So people better give you your fucking flowers now. And that's how your energy should always be when you are in a space of manifestation. So I hope I helped you with your energy awareness and really manifesting what you want in your vortex without muddying it up with doubt and impatience. I don't do fortune telling though. I'm an energy awareness coach. I teach you how to manifest stuff and mindset, mindfulness, and all that stuff. That's what I do. That's what I'm good at. That's what I went to school for. But yeah, let's come back to the stars. So if you guys have been keeping track of my mathematics, we actually had some transits happening. I'll talk to you guys about them. The last couple of days, as soon as I find the date that I'm looking for. Okay, so on the 10th, we know that was the new moon. And I like the new moon and the full moon this month because we get this was a super new moon. So when we have a super new moon, it's because the moon is at its so you have, what do you call it? The declination orbit of the moon in alignment with us and how we see things, because that's all astrology and astronomy is. It's in alignment with where we're at and how we see things. That's why there's so many different timestamps and longitude and latitude. Depends on where you're at. I'm in New Jersey if anybody wants to know. Oh, peace. How you doing, love? So, where was I going with this? Okay, so you have the descendant orbit of the moon. So when the moon is in descendant orbit, it gets really close to Earth, and it gets to the closest point of Earth, which is called a perigee. Apogee is when it's the furthest. So perigee is when it's the closest. So it's the closest in that realm. And so that's when we have our supermoon, when the moon is at its closest. And this supermoon was in Pisces, Aries energy, which is really cool because it was in alignment with the North Node. on the tropical, Vedic, and draconic chart, whether it was in Pisces or Aries energy. That's still the North Node is in that vicinity. So having a super new moon is like enhancing the new beginnings to our North Node. And for those of you guys who don't know what the North Node is, it's the direction that we're moving towards as a collective. Now you have your own personal North Node on your charts. And when you get into the Kabbalah actually weighs heavily on your North and South Node, your Rahu and your Ketu. Because this tells a lot about your, this is how you can find your soul tribe. And then once you meet your soul tribe, people have similar, or it's not similar, it's the same. It's similar when you get into the numerology of it, but when you get into the astrology of it, when it have the same Rahu and Ketu as you, you'll notice you guys had similar realities, experiences, challenges, past, the present, the future, kind of like pinnacles in your life and stuff like that. That's all, being in alignment with other people with your Rahu and Ketu. Now, for people who have the opposite, because I have met people who have the opposite Rahu and Ketu as me. For those of you guys, if my soul tribe is watching, my North Node is in Aquarius, my South Node is in Leo. So the South Node is what is your comfortable space. What are you comfortable with? What are you like just naturally good at? And the goal is not to do away with one to engage fully in the other. It's more so to like combine the both. I take that my talents and things that I'm good at, that I, me personally speaking, my Leo energy is my South Node. So I'm also a Leo rising. My Jupiter is in Leo. My Palace is also in Leo. So I'm working on paying attention to my Leo energy. I'm actually doing really good. But that is what I'm comfortable with. That's my comfortable space. I'm I like being in these spaces, but then I'm moving into the Aquarius energy, which is more detached and more in the mindset of things and justice and revolutionary energy. So that's where I'm moving towards in my spiritual walk. So meeting someone with the opposite, I would be more helpful to somebody who's opposite, and they would be more helpful to me too. So whereas I could share journeys with other people who share the same North and South Node with people who have the opposing one, it's like we help each other. Because where I came from is where they're going. So I can easily, give you the 1-2s about, this is how you do this is how you do, and they can help me. Like, oh, you need to learn how to detach from people and take your heart out of situations. Oh, I got you. So it's cool to meet people that align with those nodes. And you can meet people that align with your nodes, whatever their personal placements are. Like they could have a sun. The sun is not who you are. The sun is the kind of experiences you have. So, if they have a lot of, like on me personally speaking again, and you put the placement according to what you are accustomed to, but the sun being Aquarius, they have Aquarius experiences. So they can like give you the rundown on experiences and stuff like that. Stuff like that. So all that to say, I love that this moon in this month, we had a super new moon, which is in Pisces, which is in alignment with our North Node, the direction we're going towards. And then the new moon is about new beginnings. This is the beginning of a new cycle. This is also the beginning of the next night. No, we had 2 more nights where we finally get to see the crescent moon in the sky, Ramadan Maburak. I don't know why I said it like that. but yeah. This is it's new beginnings. It's new beginnings on the Piscean energy, which is Olokun, which is that, deceitful energy. It can be, or the deceited. Is deceited a thing? Like when you're the gullible one, are you the one being deceited? I don't know. Let me know. I love making up words. But yeah, it's like you move in. This is the direction we're moving towards. It's super new moon, so we're getting like a fresh start to keep moving in that direction, and it's very exciting. So when we experience the eclipse, we'll be experiencing a micro moon. So what a micro moon is, so as like the super moon is the moon's closest, a micro moon is actually an apogee, which is the moon's furthest point in orbit from where we are. So when the moon is in its furthest point from where we are, we don't feel it as strong. It's not as close, but we will see the full moon nonetheless. And it is a lunar eclipse. So we have our masculine and feminine aligning for us in our South Node, which will be Virgo, Libra energy. whether you're looking at the tropical, the Vedic, or the draconic charts. So our full moon, which is the moon like smack dab in between, you know, the between the one new moon and the other new moon. So we're in the middle of the lunar cycle. This is the moon of celebration. This is like the water break moon, if that makes sense. This is the moon that gives us the energy and the fluence that we need, and all those things so that we can keep going on, carrying out until we get to the next new moon. Um, with that being said, this full moon, this moon that we'll be getting our refill on, is coming from Virgo Libra energy. So now we're going towards the south node. So we had new beginnings and where we're going. So the universe is giving us another chance to. It's like giving us a clear slate, like erasing the marker board and saying, all right, all right, all right. So now your home and family and your intuitive self, emotional self, and stuff like that, we're giving you a total reset here. And then in the full moon, when we have the eclipse with the sun and moon colliding, which is your internal, external self, your home and family, your mother and father type of energy, all those things coming together in alignment with Virgo Libra. So now Libra energy is balance and justice. We want those scales even. Remember what I talked about y'all earlier? The Oba scales and the Maya scales are two different scales. However, that Maya scale your heart should always be as light as a feather, if not lighter, in your Oba interaction. So it's important to keep that in mind on that day. All right. You're not here to match nobody's dusty ass energy, and you're not here to match nobody's happiness or joy or giving if you don't want to either. You are to keep your heart as light as a feather, whatever that means to you. Wherever you are on the spectrum of Maya, be true to yourself and your facets. Pay attention to yourself and your facets, because that's what that Virgo energy that the moon is also in wants you to do. Also on that day, the moon and Parima will be in conjunction. Parima is a star in the Virgo constellation, and that is the star of prophecy. So being in that spot, and then the very next day, the moon is Speaker in conjunction, which is the brightest star in the Virgo constellation. That is a star of harvest and gains. So you get like a premonition on this day, and then you start bringing things into fruition the very next day with those moons. So to talk to you guys about, let's rewind back to. Can we go back to the spring equinox real quick? I just want to give y'all a rundown on where the planets are going to be at during the spring equinox. So that is March 19th at 11:06 p.m. That's when we have the vernal equinox, when we officially have as much daylight as we have nighttime before we start being on the other scale of having more daylight than we have night. And it's fun there. So in that space and time, letting you guys know where the plants are going to be at. As far as the tropical, the sun will be in tropical as well as in Vedic and draconic Pisces, and it'll be in the 5th house. So very emotional energy in your experiences. For those of you who have children, they definitely be around your children. The sun will enter Aries in about, well, that's at 29 degrees, 59 minutes. So the sun will be in Aries not too much longer after that, probably like a midnight transit, if you will, on the tropical chart. I mean, so, in this space and time, it's just like, channeling your inner child, being around the inner child of other people, interconnection in that realm. Who is next to the sun? We have Venus will also be in Pisces. Venus will still be in Aquarius on the Vedic and draconic chart, but it is in Pisces on the tropical. So our mindset will be here. And it'll be in the 4th house. So the 4th house is the Cancer house. It is the house of home and family. It is the house in alignment with the moon. And then we also have Saturn here, of course. Only on the tropical, though. Y'all know on the Vedic and draconic, Saturn is still in Aquarius. In the 4th house as well. Neptune is in Pisces in the tropical, Vedic, and draconic chart. So all 3 spaces we got. Neptune in its home house of Pisces in the 4th house. And Neptune will actually be there until January 2026. 2026 is actually a big year. We have some big transits happening. We have Neptune entering, oh, Neptune exiting Piscean energy on the tropical chart, because we'll still be in Pisces energy on the Vedic and Draconic for quite some time. And then we have, and that happens in January 2026. And then we have Uranus transiting in April 2026 into Gemini, which is going to be very interesting, because if you guys have been paying attention to what Uranus has been doing in Taurus since it entered on in March 2019, in fact, March 15th, 2019 is when Uranus entered Taurus. We were in quarantine by March 30th. We had lots of cryptocurrency in April and the months thereafter, to the point where countries were adopting cryptocurrencies and banning others. We had PPP loans, unemployment. We had all this shit. That was Uranus all up in Taurus with the wealth. A lot of you guys, some of y'all had y'all little quarantine COVID boyfriends and girlfriends. I'm watching y'all on the sideline like, that's crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. I did have a COVID boyfriend. It was fine. But some of y'all was doing too much in them COVID love relationships. That joint did not have to be that deep. Y'all done made a whole soul tie. But that's Uranus and Taurus, y'all. Just pushing you to do things different, pushing you towards change. And we did experience a lot of change in our heart chakra since Uranus been over here doing the thug this. So in 2026, when that joint hit a Gemini, for all of you guys, okay, so I'm not big on fear mongering. I told y'all many times, but I will say this. When Uranus hits Gemini, it's going to be a big bang in our ways of communication. We've already gotten there to an extent where a lot of spiritual people, I ain't fully add 2 + 2 to equal 6 yet, but we are connected. We can communicate with each other, and we already are. We see each other in our dreams. That's why when we see each other in our waking life, it's like, damn, you look familiar as hell. Who is that? And you automatically click. You automatically have certain kind of conversations. And then people are aligning with their soul tribes right now. So you are realigning with the people that you could talk to telepathically anyway. And then on the other side of the game, for those of you guys who are into the AI realm, because there is a fine line being created between artificial and intelligence and naturalism, spiritualism, whatever have you. If you're in the AI game, it's going to be a big bang in that realm, whether it's, the whole communication grid shutting down to rebuild anew. But it's definitely going to be a big bang on both sides. I'm hearing it. I feel it. Uranus, they ain't never played. Also in 2026, you got Chiron. Chiron will finally be entering Taurus. So, I have done so many readings for people who have Chiron and Taurus, and your time is coming for you guys to heal. Definitely. We've been experiencing new beginnings as a collective with that. Chiron is the asteroid that shows you how you transmute your hurt, your wounds into strengths. That's what Chiron is for. And it's been in Aries since 2018, 2019, where a lot of people have had their spiritual awakenings in alignment with whatever type of relationship they were in, whatever type of bond they were in. A lot of people, quit their jobs and quit relationships, and a lot of people had to let go of loved ones, right? And so with all of that, that's all Chiron creating those wounds, but we transmuted it into strengths. A lot of people had a great time during COVID too. A lot of businesses flourished. People flourished. People were able to heal themselves throughout a lot of nonsense that was going on during this time. So peace to y'all. And so like in this next space, that's where yours is, 28 degrees Taurus. So you're going to feel that sense of wholeness. You got 2, that's the number of duality, balance, interpersonal relationships. 8 is, sex, transformations, and also connectivity, like marriage connectivity as well. And that 2 and 8 come together and make a 1, 10, 1. So it's bringing you back into your 1. So once you find that duality and transformation in your solar plexus chakra, your courage, confidence, and stuff when it comes to your heart, that's how you heal that. That's how you transmute that if you haven't already done so. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the transit. Very, very excited. So that's what we got having in 2026. And just to let y'all know, in 2028, we have Trikla, which is how we experience grace and how we give grace and karma to others. That'll be entering Aquarius. Trikla going to be over there with Pluto, giving everybody a hug after Pluto got done beating everybody ass for the last couple of years. Because has Pluto been beating ass, or has Pluto been beating ass? Like, let's be for real. The Pluto transited into Aquarius January 23rd. I remember the first time that happened. The first time Pluto entered Aquarius was last year. This was before we enter retrograde season, which I'm gonna talk to you about in a moment too. But when the first time it happened, and peace, the first time it happened, it started raining. The very second Pluto transited in Aquarius, it started raining. Somebody started arguing across the street. It was just like so much going on right in that moment. Like, dang, it must be a lot of Scorpio placements on the street or something. Cause what the hell? It's crazy. I wish I knew the planetary placements of everybody on the street, because it would definitely help how we could help each other collectively when certain transits happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it should be in your community. Like, y'all should be able to have these conversations and really learn how to align and alchemize with each other. You despise your heart. It's so good to see you, by the way. It's been too long. I'm happy to watch you laugh. Ow. It's good to see you. And to stop despising your heart. It's all right. Kyron coming to help you out. Cut that out. I love your heart. You got a big heart and it's important. And because it's so big and important, it's going to be a lot of people that's going to poke at it. It's like I was talking about earlier. Once you know what you want to do, once you know who you are, and even if you don't know yet, just get it in what is it, in a courthouse, or this dumbass legal justice system they got out here. They be like, just ignorance is not an excuse. You still gonna be held accountable. Yeah, the universe don't care about you being ignorant about how strong your heart is and how big it is. It's still gonna put people in your place to test it, because you signed a contract before you got here, whether you remember it or not. You're supposed to do something here, whether you remember or not. It's not. They don't care if you. Oh, you bumped your head on the way out of the birth canal. I don't give a fuck. You still got something to do. And so we put in all these challenges in your space to strengthen you and your connection with your heart, and how confident you are in your heart, and how big you know your heart is, and how important you know it is. Because if it wasn't important, motherfuckers wouldn't be attacking it so much. They would be so indifferent if it was about nothing. And we've all seen people be indifferent to shit, but people ain't indifferent to you and the certain things that you put out there, and there's a reason for that. That ain't shit to be indifferent about. So we give thanks to the universe for giving us the weights that we need to make shit as strong as it needs to be, even if we don't totally overstand it in the moment. You know what I'm saying? That hindsight be great, 100 every time. I don't think I've ever been loved. They used tongues to pull me out. My head was so bruised. Oh my goodness. That's how it was with my son. I feel so bad for my baby. I be and I know I'm so with my baby, he wouldn't come out. They used the suction joint, try to pull him out. I had two legs. He wouldn't come out, so they pushed him back in. They sewed me up, and I ended up getting a C-section with him. And that's my life path 22. Neptune rule. Like, he is amazing. And then I just did blood tests with my kids. I ain't gonna talk on the internet what the results was, but it just made me realize that I got fucking super. I got some super kids, bro. What the hell? I was, and it's crazy because my whole childhood, I never wanted kids. I used to say that all the time. I don't want no kids. I don't want no kids. I just want some cats, and I want to travel the world, and I'm gonna be like the wild thornberries, and it's gonna be great. I never wanted kids, and I guess by saying I don't want, the universe was like, oh, all right, I got some for that ups, and I love my kids. They're perfect for me. It's like this is what I'm supposed to be doing for real. For real. Oh, I was supposed to have kids. I don't know why I kept saying I didn't want any. I wish I could have more, but I was still in that mind space that I didn't want any after I had my second kid. So I got my tube star. And also I was traumatized. I was the same shit as you. Like, people be playing with my heart. And I'm Leo ruled. I'm ruled by my heart. My heart has always been my superpower, but people be kicking the shit out of my fucking heart, bro. But that's, it's a part of the superpower. My love is still unconditional. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't give that certain parts of my heart to certain people anymore. And are they upset? Yeah. Are they still trying to kick me? Absolutely. Did it work? Sometimes. But I'm getting to an even bigger space now in my space where, like, the more conversations I have like this on these lives and stuff like that, a lot of this shit be downloads for me too. Just be you. Like, I'm not reading off no script or nothing. I'm literally a vessel right now. The only thing that I'm intentionally doing right now is telling y'all about the planets. Everything else, I'm just here. I'm just here. But yeah, they're gonna do it Because if your heart wasn't such a superpower, they wouldn't kick that hoe. They leave you alone. You wouldn't even be worth the fight if they felt like you was weak. People don't like beating on weak people. He said, "Fuck you, motherfuckers." You know what's crazy? I was the same way. I was like, I'm not going back. And the first thing I did was go back. And I think I went back because it was like, it was certain shit that I didn't get the first time I was there that I was still exhibiting. And now it's just like, I'm determined to not go back on a different light. Instead of, I'm not going back, I'm not going back with a callous in my heart. It's like, I want to heal this to move forward. I want to move forward. I want better people in my space. I want more cooperation. I want more consideration. I want more love. I want more togetherness. I want more unity for my children. I want more support in my endeavors, in my mindset, and in my goals and my mission. I want those things. So it ain't even about like it ain't even about this no more. It's like you know, it's love. But I'm moving forward. It's all about your cadence and how you keep moving. And yeah, and gratitude. Gratitude. I don't know if you meant that in alignment with what I was saying, but yeah, gratitude for the flow. Keep me moving forward. And thank you for bringing me back. And the thing about it is, you didn't even get brought back into a space. Because if you think about it, you're not entirely the same person you was, and whatever that people, person, thing, situation, mindset, whatever that was, is not exactly the way it was either. It's kind of like you vacuumed the floor, but you didn't lift up the rug, and it's still some shit on the rug. So you're not going back, but you have to re-enter the living room because now you have to lift up the rug and vacuum. We know you're ready to go on to the dining room and the kitchen. We get it, and we did let you go into the dining room and kitchen. But before you wrap that cord around the vacuum, go into the living room and look under the rug and fix that. that's that's the best analogy I could give you. Because I'm a Virgo and I like to clean. It makes me feel better. It makes me happy. I say that all the time. And you know what? I stopped saying that. This has better be my last life. I stopped saying that because it sounds like me saying going back. And I think that by me saying that, it's gonna bring me back. I've heard different things about children, and I have boys. I have two boys. And I heard that as long as you don't have girls, you won't come back. My mom's definitely coming back. She got a lot of girls. She only got one boy. Um, I don't mind either way. I'm going to go where I am called, and I hope that everything that I have with me stays with me in the next life the way it did in this life. Because if I keep it 100 with y'all, I'm literally doing the same stuff my inner child always wanted to do. And there wasn't really too much of a time that I deterred from my inner child, for real, for real. I've been rapping since I was a toddler. I've been making jewelry and art pieces since I was a toddler. Um, when I was a kid, I always wanted to play school. That was my favorite imaginary play. I always wanted to be a talk shows and all this stuff. So, it doesn't look exactly like I thought it was going to look, but I also didn't have access to the internet when I was a kid either. We didn't have the internet like this. This is all brand new stuff. I didn't have none of this until I was an adult, for real. I lived my whole childhood without this stuff, thankfully. So, this all this stuff is kind of new. So I didn't expect it to be like this. I thought it was gonna be like Ricky Lake and Jenny Jones and motherfucking Maury and shit. I thought it was gonna be some shit like that because that's what I was watching. I thought it was gonna be like Sally, and it wasn't. It's like this, but it's still what I wanted. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful that I've always stayed myself. I'm grateful that, while a lot of shit has tried to push me off, I was in gifted and talented classes my whole life. And I'm in a class with all these, pompous, bougie kids. And I'm not bougie. I'm broke as hell. I'm just smart. And I'm telling them my dreams. And they telling me, oh, if you look at the statistics of the projection of you being able to have that kind of job, it's just not feasible. I bet they didn't predict fucking COVID. I bet they didn't predict the outbreak of the internet the way that it just happened the last 3, 4 years. They didn't have any of that shit in their projections when they told me that I couldn't be a therapist, that therapy and counseling wasn't a job. For real, I'd have been broke. They didn't. They told me I was gonna be a starving artist and all that shit. I'm not starving. God gives me everything I need every time I need it. It don't give me everything I want within this, greedy ass overconsumption country, but I don't need any of that stuff. I have my needs met every time. And I don't watch commercials anymore. You know what? You know how they used to get us as kids? They used to put all these crazy commercials in our show and in between like the shows we used to watch. And we used to be like, I want that. 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 Is that not training? That's not indoctrination. They trained you and indoctrinated you to be like, I want that. 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 You always, I want. That's all you know how to do is want. They trained you to be that way. That you want, you want, you want, you want. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. My needs are met. I walk in my purpose. My needs are met. I want for nothing. There's more things I'd like to manifest in my space, but do I need it? Nah, I know I don't need it. So because I know I don't need it, I'm not really putting much energy into wanting it for real, for real. But I put in my vortex what I want to put in my vortex. Let's get back to these planets though. I want to talk to you guys before I let y'all go. I finally got my youngest on the sleep schedule, so now I gotta put myself on the sleep schedule so that I can get up. Oh Jesus. It's so hard. Because I'm trying to like hug my inner child and provide discipline to other people. And I'm like, bro, I don't even want to be disciplined. No. But I do have to discipline myself. I'm getting better. But yes, coming back to the 19th. So y'all know the 19th is the spring equinox. I'm reminding myself every day to be grateful. Yes, great. Gratitude is the best attitude. Someone told me that this was actually an easy life compared to others after they looked at my chart. I could only imagine. I can only imagine. I think I maybe had one or two easier lives. And I think that was just because I wasn't a good person in my past life. I wasn't a good person. I just want to live in a dimension with a bunch of unicorns. Ashe. I'm going back to school and I'm looking forward to that. Congratulations. I recently had a dream a unicorn came to me, Casa. I knew what you meant the first time you said it. I read it right. I knew you meant me, Casa. But yeah, I like unicorns. Unicorns are cool. I don't really think about unicorns too much. Oh, I had my friend Greg bought me all of these little wooden books, and I'm slowly getting through them little by little. But he gave me one on like folklore, and this might be it right here that I'm looking at. Oh, it is. He gave me. Oh, there you go. This is the book, and it's a whole series of these little wooden books he gave me. He bought me so many. It's crazy. But this gets into like all the like whimsical creatures and earth magic and healing and how to do copper stuff and placements of the crystals and all that stuff. And these are all the little wooden books here on this page. These are all the books. I don't think I have all of them, but I do have like a ridiculous amount. And now he has opened up my algorithm to want. See, I said I don't want them for nothing. Now I want all these books. I love books. Books is my thing. So yeah, if I'm gonna want something, it's gonna be a fucking book or some type of arts and craft resource. But yeah, let's say I love unicorns. So I like 319. For those of you guys who do not know, I am coming out with new music on 319. My birthday is on 919. So 319 is my polar opposite energy. And then it's the spring equinox. That's fun. And on the spring equinox, we just got done talking about the sun, Venus, Saturn, and Neptune all being in Pisces energy on the tropical. In the Vedic, Venus, Saturn are still in Aquarius. All right. So keep that in mind. Now the moon, we talked about the moon being in the Aries Pisces energy. Mercury, no. This is the equinox. I'm sorry. The moon is in Leo during the spring equinox. Okay. So we have that home and family and the leadership energy on that. Thank you, thank you. I can't wait to hear it too. Well, we have the moon and Leo in that space, a home and family, being courageous, confident, tapping into your inner child on that day. Because you know, spring equinox is a lot about coming. The spring is a lot about your youth and childhood and fertility and babies and new beginnings. And I know there was a period of time where these weird, sex cults were out and about, like, and it's really nothing new under the sun. I don't know why they think like it was only happening then and it's not happening anymore. Like the sex cults still exist, obviously, where and some of them are they do things that I wouldn't do, but I still do sex magic. But I don't do that kind of stuff that y'all be seeing on TikTok and shit all day. I ain't doing none of that. But yeah, I just that's what the season is about. Like y'all act like we don't have sex. Like you're literally a fucking sperm cell with the egg that's shaped into a human on top of you. Like you're literally walking, talking sex. That's what you like. You're the personification of sex. So how can you be upset about sex? Like I don't understand that. Like it's like, do you hate yourself? What are we talking about right now? Um, I know that people's cadence can be a little off, but people's cadence is off due to our indoctrination on how sex should be presented. What is sexual? Who should be considered sexy? What who should be considered as sexual beings? All these different things. That's all indoctrination. That don't got nothing to do with righteousness. That's society. If I created a society and I want everyone to be modest, then I'm going to put some rules in place that implement and enforce modesty. And and for a lot of people, prior to this, you know what, we're still in the space of the conquerors. For we've never, it's still nothing new under the sun. We're still in that space of Alexander the Great and Xerxes and all these people that just want to conquer other countries. That's why there's always, oh, we discovered new lands with indigenous people and suddenly those lands caught on fire, and oh, the people, they don't have any food and water. What, here we come with our McDonald's and our Burger King. Oh, their health, now they need our big pharma. Like it's still happening. It's just the method is different. The way they move their chess players is a little different. But we still in that. Their descendants is still out here doing their thing. They still move like a dynasty. If you do the math, all the presidents and the popes and the kings and queens, they're all related. They all are in the same bloodline. They're all in the same family. They all groomed each other. They intentionally have sex with other people to create a certain person on a certain day that has certain energy, and they put them through certain schools, and they know what the fuck they're doing. You think they're not in tune with astrology and astronomy and stuff? You think during this year 8 that they're not about to start doing a whole bunch of weird sexual rituals? There's a reason why they're airing themselves out so willingly. They're airing themselves out so willingly because they have to in this season. This is the year 8. We put all the secrets out there, but like, what are you going to do? Are you about to go knock on? Are you about to go down to the island and destroy it? No, you're not going to do shit. You're just going to like some shit on the internet. You're going to comment how disgusted you are, and then you're going to go about your day. That's what you do in it. None of y'all are doing anything about any of these secrets that are coming out. None of y'all are doing anything. Y'all just talking about it. They know that. What are you going to do? So this is what they're following. They're doing the rituals. They're doing the things. They know what they want to conceive. They want to conceive a new beginning in the government. They want to conceive a new beginning in the Federal Reserve Bank. They want to conceive a new beginning in Hollywood. They want all these new things, all these new beginnings and how they do things. So they're going through the year 8 ritual. They want them high highs. That's why they're going so fucking low. What do you want? Because you can't control what the fuck they doing, obviously. And if you turn your phones and your screens off, how much of your reality does what they're doing really control you? You can go out and educate people. You can have preventative measures, especially for yourself and your children, because these people are like taking people's kids and stuff. The buddy system. Me and my girls went through it. If we come to us, if we come to the club together, we leave together. And no, we don't want y'all buying us drinks and handing us drinks. And it's been a couple times where I had to slap a drink out of my girlfriend's hands because, like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, he was just being nice. No, the fuck he wasn't. I don't care if he was really being nice or not. Fuck him. We're not doing that. We got rules. Me and my dorm mates, and we had rules. We're not playing these games with these folks. We're not getting kidnapped. We're not getting drugged. We're not doing none of that here. We're gonna make it through this life. As long as sunshine is around, we can fuck up out of here. So, as long as you are in control of your reality and you moving and you doing what you do, moving your truth. And then you can educate other people. Like, that's the best you can do. Provide information. You can't control anybody with the information. You can't control people from keep signing up with Hollywood, because for some people that's still their dream, despite what you talking about. Some of them still gotta go through those things despite what you talking about. So, like, you just gotta, like, that Aquarius energy is real. You gotta learn how to detach it, baby. But Pluto's over in Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius is gonna teach you how to detach, because you're gonna get so desensitized by, and we already have, to the point where we make jokes about things that these folks are going through. Like, these people are really getting kidnapped and trafficked for years. For years. I don't know about y'all, but I've had sexual experiences that I didn't want to be in. I couldn't imagine doing that for years. You know what I'm saying? And there's people I don't know how. Well, I stopped watching SNL a long time ago. I stopped watching SNL, I think it was about 3 years ago. And I used to be a big SNL fan. What made me stop watching is they had a skit about Wayfair. And they were making fun of the fact that they were shipping babies in Wayfair. And, they press the laugh button and the little sound. Nah. I'm a mother. I'm not laughing at that. Especially when y'all all know and y'all hang out with these people, and then y'all want us to sit here and have empathy for your Me Too movement and stuff like that. Meanwhile, y'all all turning a blind eye to these children getting trafficked. But I should sympathize with you because you got touched, because you thought you were exempt. Oh, I gave him a 5-year-old. I didn't think he was going to pull his dick out on me. Okay. And this is why they don't get no sympathy from me, and I don't watch SNL no more. I'm good off that. I'm not going to sit here and laugh at what they're doing. I'm not. I do have my dark jokes sometimes, but you get where I'm going with this. Anyway, so that's what we have there. What we have in Aries, new beginnings with Mercury. Our throat chakra is in the space of new beginnings. That actually happened. That transit happened on the 12th or the 11th, with Mercury entering Aries on the tropical chart. On the Vedic chart, Mercury is still in Pisces, though. So in our experiences, it's still that Olukun energy. My spellcasters, that is definitely a good time to speak into existence new beginnings, new spaces. Solar plexus chakra enforcement, Hierophant energy, Sphere 5. That's a good time to do that with that Mercury, being in Pisces, Aries, and in the 5th house. On the spring equinox. And remember, I'm talking about, this is all the alignment at 11:06 p.m. because by midnight the sun is going to be in Aries. Mars is in Aquarius with Pluto, which is interesting because Mars and Pluto both rule the solar plexus chakra. So you have the external and the internal solar plexus chakra sitting in that space of detachment, social awareness, and social justice. So for my invokers, yeah, it's a good time to invoke some community and invoke the strength, the confidence, and the courage to fully enforce Maya in your personal and your collective lives. It's an awesome time to do that. And also give thanks to the things that Oya have done thus far being in Aquarius. And by then, Mars will be at 27 degrees Aquarius. So Mars is in Aquarius on the tropical, the Vedic, and the Draconic chart. So, yeah, giving thanks. Also, Aquarius deals with offset energy. So that's the energy that brings you from your root chakra to your crown. That's the connection between the two. So, from root to crown, as above, so below type energy. So yeah, self, collective, universe, all facets of self, physical, non-physical, is essential there. Transformations happen there and there, definitely. And again, this is the spring equinox day. Jupiter and Uranus are still in Taurian energy, and we love it there for them. They're giving us like our generosity and luck and wisdom in our heart chakra, as well as progressive push and changes in that space too. So that's cool. Um, in alignment on the spring equinox, we got the sun in Pisces and the moon in Aries. So we have that fire water combo there too. We love it there. The emotions and the actions allow them to line up. I was trying to see if we had any major like asteroids that I even want to talk about, but we don't. I mean, there's so many we could talk about it, but I'm not. All right. So coming back to what's next? 25th of March. So the 25th of March is when we have the lunar eclipse. And that is happening. I promise I'm going to bed at a decent hour. I'm almost done. It's a full worm moon, which is cool because my childhood nickname on my dad's side is Worm. It's Sunshine on my mom's side. But it's a full worm moon, and it's the lunar eclipse. It's also the partial full moon, which is the first full moon um that marks Easter. It's the first full moon after the equinox, so it marks Easter. Ishtar. So that first Sunday is Easter Sunday, which just so happens to be March 31st. So the last day of March will be Easter Sunday, and this happens at 3 a.m. and it will be a micro moon, which is a Pagi. So what's happening at 3 a.m. on March 25th is the sun is in Aries on the tropical. New beginnings to our experiences and our mindset. It's still in Pisces on the Vedic though. So in our experiences, as well as the Draconic, which is our soul experiences, is on Olokun being in alignment with the Pisces fish. What is your favorite app website for astrology and numerology? I don't use anything for numerology. Um, I have a book for numerology that I've been reading. I also do read the Kabbalah and Metu Netter Volume One. What is the name of this book? This book, I be like reading my book so much that they don't have covers on them anymore. They don't have bindings on them anymore. I be ripping these books. Here, what is this book? I don't even know because it doesn't even have like there's no page cover page anymore. But this is a numerology book. I also go to Metsunetter for numerology and astrology. Now, as far as astrology app, I like to use Astro Matrix. Yeah, Astro Matrix app is really helpful. Um, Also, as far as a website goes, I like to use astroseek.com. I was using CoStar for a while, so I don't really like to read. I will read, but you know how they give you like the synopsis. I realize, especially with cafe astrology, the better I get at astrology, the more cafe astrology makes my stomach hurt because I feel like it's just a setup of algorithms. It's not really about making sure you get your reading. But I don't really like to read how the stars are aligned. I think Astro Matrix is the only space where I'm really like comfortable with reading. Like, oh, okay, that planet is in there, and this is the energy it gives off. Okay, well, I fuck with that. But like all the other ones, it's like I just use my own knowledge at this point. I've been doing this shit since my son is about to be 10. I've been doing this shit for like 11 years now, 11, 12 years now. So I've been using my children's age to remind me how long I've been doing this because outside of that, I don't fucking know. But yeah, I've been doing this for like 11, 12 years now. So I don't even think about it too hard no more. I still expand myself with knowledge, here and there. I don't think about it too much when I do the reading part. And then learning about other religions, like when you learn about Hindu religion and Buddha religion and the Kabbalah, and I've been in the MSTA, which is heavy on astrology. Um, all those spaces gave me, expanded my intellect. And I like the pattern app too. I don't go on there as often as I used to, but I like the pattern app off the strength that it does have a social space where you can talk to other people that may be going through the same patterns as you. The last time I was on a pattern app, I was a little disappointed because it did feel like whoever was running it kind of like went on vacation, because I was seeing the same things that I saw like months, almost a year ago. So I wasn't sure, why that was happening that way. But the pattern app, also has a social space on there. I like, yeah, I really like Astro Matrix. It's a good app, and they're expanding a lot. They've expanded a lot. So has AstroSeek. AstroSeek has expanded a lot as well. Anyway, coming back to 24. My bad, y'all. Y'all know I'll be spiraling. I got a lot of Virgo Gemini placement. But so the sun will be in on the 25th. We're talking about. All right, the sun will be in Aries and the moon will be in Libra. So what the lunar eclipse is, it's when the moon crosses into the penumbral, which is the shadow of Earth. So it's more so the connection between the Earth shadow and the moon. So while we have the sun in the line with Rahu, which is the North Node, Aries energy, Aries Pisces energy, we have the moon in alignment with the South Node that day, and Libra, Virgo energy. Okay. I'll be getting into this heavier if you guys sign up for the safe space event. We'll be doing a safe space event for the equinox, and I'll be going over this again at that space and time. Um, and then I will also I'm going to bed after this. I promise. I'm going to discipline myself because my child is going to get up. But tomorrow I will have flyers out for the lunar and solar eclipse, because we will be doing another Telegram event like we did last time, and we had a good time. It was a nice intimate space, and yeah, it was a good time. I really enjoyed doing that with y'all. So I would like to do that again. We I put up the spaces we have for people to speak, and you can take a space if you want. No, it doesn't cost any money because this ain't about capitalism. It's about us coming together and getting in the habit of practicing our traditions again. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about money when it comes to a lot of things that I do. Anyway, we're gonna do that. And y'all gonna see the flyer for that tomorrow. I got you. But there is a divine connection between the north and south node right now with the sun and moon, and that's on the 25th during the lunar eclipse. So you're gonna feel that heavily. The sun will be in the third house. So that's the house of communication. That's the Gemini house, your community and stuff like that. So it might be a day where communication that day might be a little faulty. The internet might be a little faulty. Just certain like little hiccups there with that communication realm. The moon and the feminine energy is like bring that balance. The moon is going to be in the ninth house. That's in the house of Jupiter. That's expansion and generosity and things like that. So finding your balance there is going to help you there while the sun is doing things. Um, Mercury is also over there with Aries, with the sun in Aries. So our throat chakra is in alignment with our experiences in the third house. So please be careful how you use your throat chakra, as during that time we will be in the shadow of Mercury going in retrograde, and I will give y'all the dates for that momentarily. Um, in addition to that, the sun and Mercury been having a funky relationship since the end of February, where we had the Mercury and the sun being in conjunction a couple times, superior conjunction and all that fun stuff, the obtuse angles and stuff. The North Node we talked about is also in that space, so we have that divine connection with our ability to invoke. Listen, my spellcasters, y'all gotta stop being capitalistic and selfish with the spell job you casting. It's time to come together as a community. You see these folks over here doing that shit. They all sleeping together at a party and speaking the same stuff in existence. I'm not saying we all gotta sleep together, but like we good and speak the stuff that we want in existence. Like, let me get my off-grid land, sovereignty, fuck the government, like something. We gotta do something, bro. Y'all can't just keep watching people do shit that we could do. We gotta do something different. I will say, like in one of my past lives, I definitely was like I owned a brothel, but it was like a spiritual joint. Like it's magic sex happening here. That's in a lot of my dreams, and I know that for a fact because that's in a lot of my dreams. It's in my draconic chart, and a weird relationship with sex in this life. It's like I'm getting that combination of in my mind, as I sorting through it, it's like challenges to see, do you still want to do that, like how you did it in another life, in this life, and based upon the way societal rules are over here. Like I've been abused many times sexually in different ways in different situations. Um, that would break anybody. I've seen people who haven't even gone through as much stuff as I've been through sexually and break. And I'm like, how the fuck are you breaking, bro? Like, and it's not to say one is more important than the other at all. But like I told y'all, I don't think I was that much of a good person in my past life. And that's why I went through a lot of stuff that I went through in my childhood. And a lot of that had to do with making sure that, my root was rooted where it needed to be. And I had the discipline I needed to do what I needed to do. I don't like people too much either. I ain't gonna hold you. But I'm not mad that I had to experience that, because if I didn't, I don't know who I would be. I probably wouldn't even have my kids or something. You know what I'm saying? I definitely wouldn't have had one of them. So I ain't mad. I'm not even emotionally attached. Like I be watching people on Dr. Phil like cry and stuff. I don't feel that way. I'm chilling. It happened. Thank you. Coming back to the 25th. So we have a lot of Pisces placements that day. We got Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune. So we got 4 placements in Pisces during the lunar eclipse. Venus being our heart chakra, Mars ruling over our solar plexus, Saturn ruling over our root chakra, and Neptune doesn't really rule over any of our basic 6 chakras, but it is in alignment with the feminine side of our sacral chakra being ruled by Pisces energy. Pisces energy rules over the feminine side of our sacral chakra. So and it's in the second house, so it's in our heart with it. Oh yeah, so this eclipse is for you, my love. um so all these placements being in the second house, this goes towards your wealth and your self-esteem, your sense of value, and how you value others, and love, the different levels of love, and how you experience them, how you give them and receive them, and things like that. That's probably walking you into your Chiron, and that's about to walk into your Taurus in a couple of years. Probably pregame yourself for that one on the eclipse. That'll be cool. With all that Pisces second house energy with those planets. Venus, Venus gets along with Mars to an extent. Saturn don't really like nobody. And Neptune be chilling. But you can use these 4 to your advantage if you wanted to. Like just being motivated and enforcing yourself. And yes, there is going to be pushback. There is going to be challenges that try to push you back on your heart chakra. Tap back into that Libra scale in the moon. When that Saturn pushback happens, because you're fighting with your Venus and Mars together. Jupiter, of course, is in Taurus for Uranus still. And then that's what we have for the eclipse. Now this is that y'all been waiting. I keep seeing everything about April. To get back to the numerology of the 25th. First of all, the numerology, I already talked about the fact that we're in the month of 3 and in the year of 8, so I don't even need to do that. But in numerology, on the spring equinox, it happens on the karmic debt number, which is 19. Learning how to be one amongst the collective and doing for others. 9 has to deal with philanthropy and humanitarian. However, you can't be a philanthropist and be giving to people if you're not putting yourself in the community to get to know what people need. That's like giving homeless people canned food and frozen chicken. How they gonna cook the chicken, and how the fuck are they gonna open up those cans? You feel me? So in order to give them what they need, you have to be around them. You have to learn how to be around people. That one is here to teach you how to be around people. 1 plus 9 come together make 10. So when you come together with the community and you really learn how to do for them and give to them, that wholeness comes back into one. You realize the connection. We all are one. One is up, etc., etc. So that's the mathematics for 3, 19, 8. 1 plus the month of 3, when we get to that creative expression, that creates a cornerstone for us, which is 4. And then 4 plus 8 come together, make 12. Bring you back to the person of 1 and finding duality with 2. That's 3. So the equinox is a lot on expression. bringing us back to the three: expression and creativity and understanding, which is the application of knowledge and wisdom into your space. And then it's a nine for you personally. Nine. I love nines. I got so many nines in my birthday. I get my lessons on the nines, whether it's 9 days, 9 weeks, 9 months, 9 years. There's so many things, so many synchronicities on my nines. I swear. It's weird, but I love it here. Now that's 319. Now 325, 25, two is the number of balance and duality. And we're finding balance and duality with that five. We know five is that energy of freedom, creativity. I need freedom. I need to go out. But if you do too much, five is associated with the unfocused Gemini if it's imbalanced, and the undisciplined child if it's an imbalanced Leo. We know what an unbalanced Leo is like, and I'm sure y'all done experienced the unbalanced Gemini. Now put that all together. That's what the fuck a five is like. So you have to take that two, that duality, balance, justice, find differentiation. I think I added an extra syllable to that word. Find differentiation between your Oba scales. Stop trying to reflect dusty ass energy, and your Libra scales. With if you want reciprocation, if you want to be around certain bonds and receive certain energy or whatever, that has nothing to do with keeping your heart as light as a feather. Two different scales. Stop confusing the two. Don't think you're righteous on one and not righteous on another one. That's going to get you what you want. It's not. That's not how energy awareness and manifestation works at all. So that's what the 2-5 wants you to put in consideration. You don't want to be an imbalanced 5 at all. It's not going to do nothing for you, because 2 + 5 = 7. And 7 is that energy. Like, what are you soaking in? What are you absorbing? What are you inebriating yourself with? We talked about this. Conceive that day. That's a sex day. That's a sex day, especially if you're not on your period that day. That's a sex day. And to be intentional with what you're inebriating yourself with when you have sex that day, whether it's literal sex. You might put a pen to a piece of paper and have conception. You might, like me, I like resin and crystals and wires. That's where my sex be at. Some of you guys like to read books, but what are you inebriating yourself with? Where's your mindset in that space? I'm a 555, life path, soul, urge, and expression. Oh, really? Cool. My youngest son is a 5 life path. How do you find yourself being a 555? I'm in. Oh, those are your numbers. Oh, I read it wrong the first time. Life path, soul, urge, and expression. Okay, cool. That's cool. So you really need freedom. You need to find structure in your freedom. That's all. Traveling and stuff. If you got yourself, you don't need to be tied down to a 9 to 5. That ain't for you. You really going against your spirit. When you put yourself in a space of routine, however, you do need some level of discipline to bring you back to earth when you need to be. But yeah, that 2-5 come together make 7. 7 + 3, which is the month that we in, that come together. So you take your creative expression self and align that with the 7, and that brings you to a space of wholeness, bring you back into that leader cardinal energy, and then you add it to the 8, the year 8 that we're in, and that's 9. So now you're birthing. So we're having sex and we're getting inebriated. We're having sex and we're birthing all on 3/25/8. And that's the lunar eclipse. That's a perfect day for sex magic, perfect day for tantric, karma sutra, readers, invokers, spellcasters. Y'all want to put some fucking nails in a cow tongue, all that shit. That's a special day for that. I want y'all to be more selfless when y'all do that shit. Stop making it about you and making money and charging people. Make it about the community getting their fucking freedom, bro. Like, let's grow up a little bit. Like, I really get tired of people keep doing the same shit. Like, it's still, oh, you want to get back at this person? You want to do this? You want to do it's all self, me, I. When are y'all spiritualists going to learn? When y'all start moving with the we, that's when we actually going to get shit done. You're not going to get shit done doing shit by yourself. You're going to sit on the throne in your room, and guess what? Everything else is going to be the fucking same, bro. You're never going to get anywhere. Nothing's going to change. The experience is not going to change with you by yourself. It takes so many people to align for you to even have an experience. You know how much shit had to align for me to get this piece of paper? I had to fucking, people had to make the paper, people had to plant the trees. And I don't know how many people planted the fucking tree. I don't know where the tree is at. I don't know all the shit that had to happen in the history of the area where that tree was even planted at. And then the factory had to do the thing. They had to cut the tree down, and then they had to make the paper, and then they had to package the paper. You know how many people had have a job? Somebody had to build the warehouse 1 year in this area to and keep the warehouse afloat up until the moment that I needed this fucking piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? People had to build the store that I had to walk into and keep that store afloat for X amount of years until I walked into that store to purchase the piece of paper. Let's not get started on the Federal Reserve note and the whole history behind the Federal Reserve note that led to the moment of me paying them with a piece of paper. And if I paid with my debit card, I don't remember. But can we talk about all the history that led up to me being able to use a debit card? And the only debit card I own is a Cash App card because I'm childish and I don't have a real bank account because fuck them. And so you see where I'm going with this? So much shit had to align for me to buy a piece of fucking paper, bro. So you think that you can manifest world peace by yourself? You think you can heal 7 billion people for you? You can't even go and get a piece of paper by yourself. You need billions of people and a whole bunch of years and generations to get a piece of fucking paper, bro. And you think you can solve shit by yourself? That's weird. Don't do that. All that saying, 325A is for the collective. Don't be by yourself. Especially to my folks over there on TikTok. You are not alone. We are here with you. Find your tribe and do some shit. And just to remind y'all, I will be doing a collective thing, and we will be collectively doing things. No, it will not be sex because it's virtual, unless y'all want it to be. I might have somebody pulling some Karma Sutra cards or something. What else we got happening? Oh yeah, so that's 325. So let's get on to this April 8th. This is the season. This is the main event, y'all. April 8th. These numbers is wild. Okay, so we're finally in the month of 4. So you had the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding the first 3 months. So now we're in the space of cornerstone. So in the month of 4, now we're in the space of really manifesting and materializing what it is we got in the first 3 months, what we learned. Now it's solidified. You said you wanted to go to the gym and eat good. Did you keep up with it the last 3 months under knowledge, wisdom, and understanding? No. Well, in this month of 4, good luck, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Did you take those classes? Did you take that workshop? Were you really trying to learn how to do XYZ or ABC? If you wasn't keeping up with it in the year 4, that's going to solidify. And 4 is we enter Taurus energy by the end of that month on the tropical chart in our mindset, which is fixed Earth. So that's further solidifies what I'm saying. By the end of April, you're going to be really fixed in what it is that you're doing. So please use these next couple of weeks, especially the equinox and the lunar eclipse, to get your shit together. But yeah, so 4/8. So that's the 4. Then we come into the day of 8. How you got an 8-day and an 8-year, but a motherfucking solar eclipse, bro? What the hell? So you got the 8-day. 8 is transformation, death and rebirth, high highs, low lows. So be careful. Everything in moderation that day, even for my spellcasters out there, my hexers, my readers, my everything. No. The answer is fucking no, bro. It's not time to go high that day. It's time to be homeostasis, moderation, graciousness, period. If you want to manifest some stuff, manifest your shit during the lunar eclipse on the 25th. Do not do that shit on 4/8. We are not manifesting nothing. I repeat, we are not manifesting on 4/8. That's not what 4/8 is for. 4/8 is for gratitude. We've already manifested on 325. We manifested on 319 and 320. 4/8, sit the fuck down and be grateful and watch your shit just flow. Now, for those of you guys who be hard-headed, because y'all know what? I know I ain't here to tell y'all what to do. Some of y'all gotta be hard-headed. It's less traffic in my lane when y'all be hard-headed. So go ahead and be hard-headed. And go ahead and manifest. Go ahead and put some nails in people's tongue. Go ahead and be all over these social media platforms saying, oh, y'all want a 222 reading? Y'all want this? I'm not doing shit for none of y'all on 4/8. Don't call me. I'm not doing nothing. Unless you're trying to sit in silence and meditate and do this community shit with me on Telegram, I'm not doing shit for nobody on 4/8. It's not a day for that. It's really a day to learn how to be, I'm about to make up another word, homeostatic. Is that a word? It's now. Homeostatic. That is the state of being at homeostasis. That's where you want to be. You don't want to do nothing on that day, bro, because high highs mean low lows. So if you're trying to manifest a high, you're going to have to go through a low that whole month during fixed earth for creating the cornerstone for you for the next quarter of the year. For the next 3 months of creation, you're creating a cornerstone in that month of 4. So you want to be careful with that. That's not what you don't want to set that tone. I'm not trying to struggle for the next 3 months to have a high, bro. I mean, it depends on what kind of high it is, though. But certain kind of highs. I ain't, like I told y'all in the beginning, I got everything I need. I don't really want for nothing too much to be doing all of that. Especially if I got 319 and 325 to do that shit. I don't need to do that with 48. Now, let's get into the actual like planetary placements, because I see some people talking about storms and natural disasters and stuff. And I don't feel like you're wrong. And let me tell you why. So the alignment is wild. Let me tell you. So y'all know I was born on 9/19, right? Oh, 111, gang, gang. So the fact that I even said what the fuck I just said and ended it at 111 is more reason for y'all to listen. But I know y'all not. I know one of y'all about to be hard at it. And that's okay. Don't come to me to cleanse you because I don't do cleanses. I do energy awareness. Anyway. um, so okay, I'm born on 9/19, and this is just me making it about myself. The sun and moon will both be at 19 degrees in the ninth house. What the fuck? That's why I'm staying my ass in the house. And then the sun, moon, Mercury, and Venus will all be in the ninth house. They're all going to be in Aries on the tropical chart. Now, the sun and moon will be in Pisces on the Vedic chart. And so they're between that Pisces Aries cusp. And then Venus will also be in that Pisces Aries cusp. So you got the sun, moon, and Venus in connection with the North Node being on that Pisces Aries cusp. And then you have the Mercury is the only planet that is definitely in Aries on the tropical and Vedic and Draconic chart. All ninth house placements. Ninth house is the number of humanitarian. That's Jupiter. That's Obatala. And this is why I say 4/8 is the day to sit the fuck still and just be a vessel and listen. Because the ninth house is Jupiter. That's the oracle. That's the sage. That's the space of downloads. Now, you can choose to overindulge because some of y'all ego is in spiritual work. And that's cool. But just know it's a backlash to that. Because if y'all read the story of Obatala, y'all know about Obatala's story is being about what it's like to overindulge in your sacral chakra. So if money gives you joy and you start doing a whole bunch of shit for money, you're going to fuck yourself up. If doing spiritual work brings you joy and you invest in it, that's going to fuck you up. It's not what you want. This is a space of new beginnings. We want new beginnings and downloads, generosity, wisdom. This is a space of collective meditation, not manifestation, collective meditation. You manifest on the 25th, you meditate on the 8th. That's what we doing. We just meditating in gratitude. We allowing ourselves to receive downloads. If you want to share downloads, which one do you want to know? The degree. Pisces Aries cusp is the best. Hey, you already know what's this. The dwarf planet deals with flooding and its conjunctions with all these alignments in Aries. What dwarf planet? You talking about Chiron? Because Chiron is the dwarf planet. I know that's over there with the North Node. We got some other asteroids over there, but it ain't none that's like super significant. It's lots of new beginning energy and the and a lot of the love asteroids. Gold, there's a new beginning in the gold asteroid, and the gold asteroid will be in alignment with Mercury that day. Not Mercury, Venus. So gold is going to be in alignment with Venus that day. So that's going to be an interesting twist with the Federal Reserve and the lack of gold that they have, and then the other places and the gold that they have. So it's definitely going to be a switch off in the financial department with certain things for all my stock market people. I wouldn't place no trades that day because gold is going to be at 8 degrees. So it's either going to be a high. Well, if you know what you're doing, you can catch a high if you do forex in a low. But for my long people, I don't know. I wouldn't do it, bro. But I'm also a little scary. So, y'all do what works for y'all. Also, Orpheus will be at 0 degrees. Whenever something is at a 0 degrees, it's like super like easy, like so Orpheus is like the deity of enchantment. He enchants the crystals, and we are crystals. So he enchants the crystals and the fauna and the animals, which is all facets of self and pretty much nature, period. So Orpheus being at 0 degrees is wild. So all of our sirens, and you'll see who the sirens are because they probably come out with new music that day. And just pay attention to, I mean, you can or you cannot. It's up to you whether you want to pay attention to what kind of music they come up with. Um Gong Gong is going to be at 9 degrees. What is Gong Gong? What is that? Where are you getting that asteroid from? I want to know. Y'all about to put me on. I love the conversations in the chat. Y'all keep me going. But yeah, it's going to be an influx in the financial institutions. So pay attention to the financial institutions and what they about to do. They about to wrap up tax season. That's the last day is April 15th any fucking way. So some shit's coming out. For those of you guys who fell for the LLC trap during COVID and all that stuff like that, they got fencing out where they're, mandating that everybody that has an LLC, y'all got to start doing y'all taxes. And y'all got to start reporting shit or they coming for that ass because they have spent a lot of time getting their records back up to date. And then y'all love applying to these motherfucking jobs. And then for some of the jobs that y'all chose not to apply to, now they have AI, which I think AI has more error than human error when it comes to paperwork things. So I think that would leave a lot of room for disputes, but we'll see because I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but with the credit reports, people have been using the AI. So there's a lot of different platforms that dispute credit things, right? But they're all AI powered. It's not too many like humans doing that stuff anymore. So now it's kind of like a discrepancy between like, allowing people to dispute things, in what passion are people still being allowed to dispute things? Because, if my company is still human oriented and y'all hitting me with all this AI shit left and right, left and right, left and right, it's a lot. I think crypto is go. I said that when crypto came out. Crypto seems short lived like CDs. It just didn't have no backing. And Federal Reserve note, it needs to die. Like in order for crypto to survive in the route that people wanted crypto to be, the Federal Reserve note and all things connected to it has to completely die. Because even when we were using crypto, we were still basing it on how many debt notes you can get in alignment with the crypto. And it's like, do you want an actual base energetic based currency, or you still want these fake ass pieces of flaxseed paper? Oh, that was a new fact I learned. Money is actually made out of flax seeds. And I know how to make linen out of flax seeds now. Because I've been watching these people out in Ireland do it for a couple years now. So I'm finna exercise and make my own little flaxseed paper money with sunshine. See that little picture? See that little picture up there? Right there? Yeah. Yeah. Sunshine gonna be on that hoe. That's what you're gonna see in the middle. And then my pinnacle ducats in the back, the whole shebang. Not that crochet blanket, the other stuff. Hold on, because I'm dying on the TikTok. So I'm gonna see y'all later TikTok. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm about to close up on the other one now anyway. But yeah, so he's a Chinese water god. Okay, I kind of figured it was Asian oriented with the gong gong situation, but I never heard of that asteroid though. That's interesting. I would like to be more in tune with that asteroid because it sounds like a weather forecaster, and I'm here for it. I want to be able to forecast weather. So where is this going to be at? That way I can line it with what I actually have in my chart. So it is in Aries. The door planet is going on to the flooding. I'm here for it. Right, Flexi currencies, gang gang. Okay, so it's in Aries with the rest of these folks. So the gold okay, so the gold could be flooding and crashing. So somebody might find gold somewhere. It might be a gold flood somewhere, whether someone's giving it or taking away, as that's in alignment with Venus. So maybe people might stop valuing gold so much now too, which like that'll help kill a lot of things too. Because I don't understand. All this shit is rocks, dirt, and sticks. Y'all be doing too much. Doing too much for some rocks, dirt, and sticks. Now, I'm not going to take away the metaphysical properties and the fact that they can do so many cool scientific things, but like, let's be fucking for real. Aligning every little thing we have on this planet with some flaxseed paper is wild to me. And then telling people they don't deserve it is like, what the fuck? Am I not a god? Everything on this planet I have inside of me. And I've animated it and personified it inside of me. What the fuck are we talking about? I don't deserve certain shit. I don't deserve what? I deserve everything. I am everything. The fuck are we talking about? People just hmm. I don't know. I don't know sometimes. That energy loading, okay. So you think that might flatten out on the flooding or just go higher, higher? Because it being that happening on a 488 is kind of crazy because you know that high equates low lows. So if it's gonna be high now, it'll probably like crash later. Like you can definitely expect them. Like in fact, like April, May area is usually when all the weird shit with money happens anyway. That's when the Federal Reserve was created. That's when the Titanic sank, and we know the story behind the Titanic. There was an airplane that was lost, and it had some financial people on it. This is also the time of year where the cryptocurrency creators were being murdered or killed themselves. You know how that go. Um, all that stuff happens around this time of year, which just so happens to be the end of tax season. So, like, high highs, low lows, y'all. High highs, low lows, a new beginnings to all of that. All that shit is getting a great reset, all in Aries energy under this eclipse. So, yeah, this ain't a time to be moving around and shucking and driving. It's a time to be still, take a deep breath, and just, you know, give thanks. Get out the way and give thanks. Mars, we have a lot of water on that day. So yeah, I could feel you on the flooding. Um, who's ruled by Aries? Hold on a second. Let me pull out my handy dandy notebook. Y'all about to make me fucking investigate before I check out. Who is ruled by Aries, y'all? So Aries rules over. It won't allow you to order wine. Oh, that's crazy. I feel you. That's what I would want to do too. Utah, Utah is cool. Aries is ruled by Aries rules Hong Kong, Sierra Leone, Zimbabwe, Senegal, England, Germany, Poland, Palestine, oh, Israel, Syria, and Lithuania. Also Florence. We get into the cities now. Florence, Krakow, Naples, Utrecht, Marseilles, Birmingham, Cape Town, and Georgia. So those are all the places that's ruled by Aries. So those might be like in the realms of if you guys trade for their money, the different wars, natural disasters. Oh, a natural disaster in Hong Kong sounds crazy right now. That sounds real fucking crazy. And then Aries is also a space of war. That's the warrior, the strategic warrior. So I wouldn't be surprised if that. What is that? The Bix. What was the name of that acronym? Where everybody was coming. BRICS. It was the BRICS, right? And everybody's coming together and like denoting the Federal Reserve note. Might get another reminder that happened or whatever. Um, I don't know. I'm not really invested in all this stuff anymore like I used to be. I want to be though. That way I can give you guys more accurate stuff. I just don't be caring enough on a regular basis to be watching the news and shit so I can give y'all the motherfucking shit. I'm on one side. So if I had a counterpart that like was like super into the news, they probably get on my fucking nerves. But it would be a nice, dual situation. Um all right, so Pisces energy. We got Mars there, Saturn, and Neptune there, right? Mars rules over the solar plexus chakra. Aries has been 1 a million. So Piscean energy, that's the Olo cool, and that's deep ocean water. So the fact that Mars is in Pisces in the eighth house, which is the Scorpius house, that's water on water. That brings back the flood over the Aries placements, that interconnection. Um, y'all wanna know? Yeah. Um, challenges there, spirituality there. Yeah, this is a time to be still, y'all, because Jupiter and Uranus is in Taurus still through that. And you know, Taurus is a fixed earth energy. It's just time to be fixed and still. Taurus rules over the internal heart chakra. So make sure y'all keep your hearts light as a feather and y'all watch how y'all be balancing them over scales on yourself because Jupiter is at 19. We talked about 19 karmic number already. Um, and then Uranus will be at a 21, still bringing that duality into one, into the three. So Taurus energy is what you really want to channel while all this water is going, and Pluto over there in Aquarius still destroying shit. Pluto's gonna be in Aquarius in the sixth house, so you know sixth house deals with dis-ease and ailments and things of that nature. Um, and that's bringing transformations to the education, to schools, indoctrination mindset, because sixth house deals with Virgo. That's how you speak and listen, teach and learn. And Pluto will be at a 1 degree then. So it's, you know, teachers, the actual teachers and the leaders in the classroom, the philosophers and the moral and integral instructors, or at least those who have been portraying themselves since then. You know, you'll hear more of their, you know, atrocities coming out into play. As you can see, like it's been a lot of people in leadership positions, their secrets and stuff coming out, and the different things that they do is coming out. You don't really hear too much about the little people yet, but little people, don't think y'all can hide because y'all time coming too. Y'all been up under these people's skirts and standing behind people. That's like what's that girl name? Carisha and Diddy. Right now they coming for Diddy because Pluto is at 1 degree. But trust, Carisha, they gonna come for your little ass too when Pluto move on. Ain't gonna be at 1 degree forever, baby. It's like one of them type of situations. Um, but yeah, it does look like flooding and storms and hurricanes and tornadoes and um this is monsoon season somewhere in it. Uh, so yeah, definitely some big things in that space and time. You find good deals for it all the time. I'm surprised they don't have wine on the Instacart. We got wine on Instacart over here. We still don't have wine in our regular stores like every other state, like in like PA, Delaware, and all the places. You can go on Wawa and get yourself a beer and a glass of wine. You can't get no hard liquor, but you could at least go get a beer. So we can't do that over here. But we can Instacart it now, and that's fun. Oh, and just to let y'all know, tell y'all what rules over Pisces energy. So Pisces, like I told y'all, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune are in Pisces. Olukun energy, and that's Tunisia, Nambia, Egypt, Normandy, North Africa, Portugal, Samoa, and Scandinavia. So it's a lot of the other hemisphere kind of energy. So it might be a lot of things happening over there because America is more Libra energy and stuff like that. And that's more so 325. That's why I said 325 is manifestation. That is here for us. Now this over here, you know, that whole body of water is happening over there in Africa too. And like I said, it might be their monsoon season. Samoa in Scandinavia. Oh, cities. Alexandria, Cowes, Grimsby, Jerusalem. So I said Jerusalem, Israel, and Palestine just now, didn't I? That's interesting too. Those three areas being affected, as well as Egypt. A lot of like, you know, I don't know the truth, but as far as history has been delivered to us, those are like the most sacred places we have on the map as we know it. I'm in a space where I question everything. I don't believe half. I ain't listening. You hear me? Because if you lie about this, you're gonna lie about that, and you're gonna lie about here over there, and we gonna see more and more and more and more and more how much these motherfuckers been lying because we would rather read their books and then judge each other based upon how many of their books we've read and conquered and how many of their schools we went to than to go and explore the word ourselves, because we've allowed their indoctrination and their education to create a fear in us. Oh, I ain't getting on a plane. I'm getting on boats. I'm not traveling all the way over there. Well, I don't need to go over there. Well, I heard this da 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 and that everybody's scared to leave their bubbles. It's designed that way. You were educated to be scared to leave your bubbles. It's like that movie, The Village, where they dress up like monsters in the woods so the kids won't leave the woods and shit like that. Until one day they leave and realize, bro, it's fucking popping out here. The fuck? It's exactly what's happening. I want to travel to the ice wall. I'm tired. I ain't be for all that making me scared of the ice wall, bro. I want to be out there because all the shit that's going on over here is ghetto. I said I want out. I really want out. Let's go to the ice wall. Let's get to the other side. I want to be on the Truman Show. What is the Truman Show? It was just a door there. It wasn't even really fucking sky meets ocean. We just had to open a door. Yeah. What if there's just a door over there? We just had to open the door and get the fuck off the show. They ain't paying us to be here anyway. And if they are, they're not letting us access our money. The fuck? Yep, they are all conjuncting my Sun, Venus, descendant, and Lilith, opposing your moon, okay, and rising, squaring your nose. Ooh, little challenge there. Where you came from, where you going? Yeah, you definitely need to go sit down somewhere. You definitely need to go. Just sit down, meditate, read your chart and align with the changes. Do you think do? Oh, this is a big thing. This is a collection of like 11 years of websites, library books that I forced myself to give back because I do be stealing from the library. I'm sorry, y'all. I will keep a library book in a motherfucking heartbeat, especially if I know I'm about to move anyway. I'm, I want to be a better person. I'm working on it. But I'm very strategic with where I be stealing. The library is the place I be stealing, especially if y'all about to like throw books away and y'all every other month. I kept reading an article like the library is about to close. We're closing the library. Oh hell no! I'm finna go up there and steal like 30 books right now. Y'all not finna listen. Y'all not finna close with all them books up in there. Oh, Warsaw is also ruled by Pisces, and Seville, Bournemouth, and Rio de Janeiro. Okay, South America, pull through. So that's what's happening over there with that. Now I'm just gonna give y'all a quick rundown of planetary stuff, and then I gotta go. So what's today? Today is the 14th, right? 13th, 14th, yeah. So let's start. Let's start here. The spring vernal equinox is 3:19 at 11:06 p.m. Um, my music's coming out that day too. 3:25 is the full worm moon at 3 a.m. April 8th is the total solar eclipse. That's about 10 minutes. Over here in our area, the closest that I can get to it was like if it, between the New York and Pennsylvania area. So Pennsylvania starts about 2:02 p.m. and that's when the partial eclipse begins. And then the total eclipse is about 3:16 p.m. That's when we have the total situation. Peace, peace. And then the partial eclipse ends at 4:30 p.m. So we have about like 2.5 hours of experience. New York, you guys are within that. The partial eclipse being about a few minutes afterwards at like 2:09, and the total eclipse is at 3:23 compared to our 3:16, and then your eclipse ends at 4:34 in relation to our 4:30-ish. They didn't give me New Jersey because they haters. They just gave me the spaces around Jersey and shit. Girl, I wanna listen. I helped you. You stay in the crib. Dang, I gotta find a small business that could deliver you some alcohol that don't care about y'all laws. That's the thing. We gotta find you a small business that maybe it might not be in a glass bottle so it don't break. It might be in plastic, but if you pour it in a glass and put some ice in it, you might be able to, do a little shine. But that's how the eclipse is set up. From April 21st to the 22nd, we get the Lyrid meteor shower. It takes about 415 years for Lyrics to orbit the Earth. April 23rd, we get the full pink moon at 7:49 p.m. This is, called a full pink moon because the pink flowers start to grow in the northern hemisphere. Um, April 6th is the close approach of Mars and the moon and Neptune. So 2 days before we even have the eclipse, we have a conjunction between Mars, the moon, and Neptune. So, keep that in mind. And then we can get into May a little bit. Y'all know 620 is the summer solstice. I wanted to tell y'all when the retrograde. Where's my retrograde paperwork at? Got it. Because Mercury enters retrograde soon in a couple days, actually. Well, not a couple days, in a couple weeks. The moon and Mars will be in conjunction on the 7th. The moon and Pluto will be in conjunction. Or they were in conjunction. Why is my notes everywhere like this? I don't know what I did. This is not like me. I was everywhere. Oh, here it is. My bad, y'all. Thank you for your patience. um, yes. So Mercury retrograde. That's what's beginning. So Mercury retrograde begins on April 2nd at 1:04 a.m. and then it ends on April 24th, right before the full pink moon. Yes, sending you high vibes, sending you high vibes. Hopefully you join us for Telegram with the collective, meditation and things. We would love to have you. But yeah, that's the Mercury retrograde. Pallas is an asteroid that deals with the genius qualities that you overlook in yourself. And that goes in retrograde on the 3rd of April at 11:42 p.m. And also on that day, Venus and Neptune will be in minimal angle in conjunction, and the moon and Pluto will be at minimal angle in conjunction. Pluto goes into retrograde on May 3rd. The total, we talked about that. And then just to let y'all know, the sun will be entering Aries zodiac on the 21st of March at 11:59 a.m. Pisces constellation, now we're talking about the Vedic chart, that is going to be on the 15th, which is tomorrow at 11:32 a.m. And the draconic Pisces chart, the sun will enter, has entered already on the 8th at 11 a.m. Mercury entered Aries on the tropical on the 11th. It'll be entering Pisces. It already entered in Pisces on the Vedic on the 8th and entered draconic Pisces on the 4th. Venus entered Pisces on the tropical on the 12th. The Aquarius constellation on the 8th and the draconic on the 2nd. Mars enters Pisces zodiac on the 23rd, the Aquarius constellation on the 16th, and the draconic Aquarius on the 7th. It did. And then Eros entered Taurus zodiac on the tropical on the 6th, and the constellation Vedic on April 4th. That'll happen. Eros entering our heart chakra on the 4th is cute. Oh my gosh. Psyche enters the Aquarius zodiac on the tropical on the 15th. And, on the 15th, our mind will be set on revolutionary energy and detachment and stuff like that. Karma, and that's on the tropical. So that's the mindset of our mindset. Karma will be entering Taurus zodiac on the tropical chart on the 30th, which is interesting because that's the day before Easter. Karma entering on our heart chakra, and this is another reason why on April 8th y'all need to be like, it's not manifestation time, it's meditation time. Karma will be entering the Aries constellation in the Vedic chart on the 19th, which is the day of the equinox, right? So karma is new beginnings on karma in the Vedic chart on the 19th when we enter that energy. Vesta enters the Gemini constellation. So we have our passion entering our throat chakra on the Vedic chart on the 7th. That happened. And that's cool because Vesta is in Gemini on my personal chart. Jupiter enters Draconic Taurus on the 28th. So now our soul's experience of Jupiter has finally entered in our heart chakra. Expansion and generosity, we love it. When will the moon be in Sagittarius? Hold on one second, I got you. Lilith enters Draconic Virgo on the 8th. Well, it entered Draconic Virgo on the 8th. So now we have Lilith in the tropical, Vedic, and Draconic Virgo energy. So shouts to all my Virgo placements out there. Y'all out there living our primordial selves, and we love it. Stay there, your truth. Chiron entered Draconic Aries on the 6th. And you said Sagittarius moon. So let's talk about it. We will have our Sagittarius moon on the 30th. We'll be in Sagittarius zodiac. That it will be a 78% wanting gibbous moon. That moon is rising at 12:05 a.m. and setting at 9:16 a.m. And on the Vedic chart, so even though it'll be Sagittarius on the tropical, which is our mindset, in the Vedic, which is our actual experiences, it'll be in Scorpio. So transformations into our home and family and our experiences, that's going to provide expansion to our mindset. And this is happening in the 12th house, which is the Pisces house, which is, our belief system here. So whatever beliefs you had in your home and family, your intuitive, experience and stuff, some things are going to be relieved, and it's going to cause expansion to your mindset. Now, that leads me to infer that the 35th, what the fuck did I just say? I swear I just be making shit. And that's how you know it's time for me to go back. Where's my 31st? Because I know my 31st is on a piece of paper all by itself. Like, I'm so wrong, Reed. Yes, the 31st, we're still in Sagittarius on the thoughts, and we're in Scorpius in the Vedic. And now the moon has moved to the first house. So we move from the space of belief to now our appearance and our overall self and the energy we give off when we come into the room. Now the electromagnetic field of what we experienced the day before is now upon us. But we're still having those transformational experiences in our first house with that expansion in the mindset. So I would say like April 1st and 2nd will be Vedic Sagittarius energy. So those 4 days from the 30th to April 4th, 5th, maybe the rising of the 5th morning, but probably in the middle of the 5th day, we probably move out of Sagittarius and move into Capricorn. But yeah, between March 30th and April 2nd, most definitely will be a Sagittarius moon from the tropical to the Vedic to the Draconic. The Vedic and Draconic are very much aligned. They're only about 1 or 2 degrees apart. So they're closer together than the tropical and Draconic. Our mindset is far off to the left than where our heart and than where our soul and our experiences are. That's why you're starting to meet your soul tribe. It's getting difficult to ignore your soul and what your soul wants and your past lives and all that. All you guys are walking into your occultist self. And that's because you're and you can look into your personal charts, your progressive Draconic charts in alignment with your progressive Vedic and tropical. And you can compare it to your natal if you want to, but I like progressive when we're being present. But you can see how close your placements are on the different charts to show you like, oh, I'm still in my mindset, or I'm actually in the happenings. And it explains a lot of deja vu that you're going to start getting or that you've already received. And that's fun. We love seeing explanations of deja vu. And that's what I got for y'all. Yo, this was a really good hump day reading. And I've been meaning to take out my tarot cards and start pulling tarot cards for y'all and stuff like that. And that's what I wanted to do. But it hasn't been flowing that way. It's been very intuitive and just using my body as a vessel. But I would like to have a tarot session with y'all at some point. I'd like to pull, I bought some new tarot cards, damn it. I want to play with them with y'all. But, I don't need tarot cards to do my job. I just like to use them because I like the way they look. Speaking of, I have a build your own tarot class coming up, y'all. So I know I don't have a date for that. I'm giving myself one thing at a time, and I actually want to get around the solar eclipse before I set a date for the tarot class. Again, if you guys would like to take my energy awareness course and learn how to read the charts and stuff like that, join the Safe Space certification program. When you join the Safe Space certification program, you get courses with me. And then when you finish the Safe Space certification, you get an option to continue courses with me to get your energy awareness certification. So I go through all the charts, I go through the different planes and dimensions and things. Once you get your certification in Safe Space, then I will give you the real insight, because you need to be a safe space. Y'all not just gonna be out here with the knowledge and y'all not safe spaces. Like, logic without moral and ethical code is why we have the governments and all the shit that we have now. I'm not playing that game with nobody. I don't care how cool we are. You're not going to come and get knowledge from me if you don't go through the safe space. That is a boundary that I have. I'm not doing it no more. I've done it plenty of times. I've given people knowledge and they were not certified safe space people. And guess what they did? Exactly what I thought they were. It lacked exactly what I'm saying now. And so now my hindsight is 2020. Sankofa vibes over here every day, all day. Y'all got to go through the safe space if y'all want to get knowledge from me. It's just how the cookie crumbles. I can't give you guys knowledge if I don't know for sure your moral and ethical code is correct. You're not being as, and then it's not even just like how you're treating other people. It's also how moral and ethical are you to yourself? What? Like, it matters. So sign up for that if you want a course from me. I will also be teaching a astrology chart reading 101 class with Zodiac Talk Bar. So let me put that up there. Yes, the homie Adonis is in the safe space. He is a safe spacer. So it is a paradigm shift. It does help to become a safe space for yourself and other people. And a little sunshine sprinkled in the mix gives you the knowledge you need in alignment with the emotional recalibration that you need as well. It's a nice alignment of that 1 and 3 energy I was talking about earlier. And as we have more people graduating, we'll have more opportunity for more professors to come in and teach courses. And it is turning into a monetary type of position and all that fun stuff. So, big things. Not too big though, because we in the year 8, we just conception. We don't want them low lows. we chilling. We'll wait till we get to the 9s. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in taking my energy awareness course, where I teach you about all the different dimensions and all that stuff like that, hit me up. But if you I won't say just, but if you would like to learn how to read natal charts, I'm also teaching how to read natal charts with Zodiac Talk Bar on Facebook. She has a school she's reopening, and she asked me to come teach and what I want to teach. And I was like, well, I'll just teach basic astrology. But I'm not teaching energy awareness there. I'm just teaching astrology. I have my 3-day Forex course. See, I got so much stuff going on, I be forgetting. So my 3-day Forex course starts on Monday, the 19th. That is the day of the equinox. So from the 19th, 20th, and 21st, I will be teaching the basics of Forex, how to trade. I'll be helping y'all set up y'all Forex charts and all that. And it might help y'all on the 8th. We might collectively meditate into high highs. There is a couple of astrologers and numerologists that use astrology and numerology. Just something I really want to learn how to do so I can, speak on it more confidently. But they use it to trade, and it's been very effective for them. And I'm definitely going to try to learn how that, because I'm really well versed in the numbers and the planets. All I need to see is the correlation between that and the charts, and I'm living my life like it's fucking golden. So I'll be working on that. But in the meantime, I'll be teaching y'all the basics of Forex. If you come into the classroom, it is donation based. Those of you guys who do provide donations to the course, I will provide you with a PDF of the charts and the Candlestick Bible. I have the Candlestick Bible and I have a reading charts book, and they're very good books. They can be purchased online somewhere, but I have them, and I'll be providing them in the course. I will be going live with the course. However, it will be private. So after I get done going live, the live will be up until that Sunday, and then I'm taking the whole thing down. If you want to purchase the course, you can, but I won't just have it hanging up there. I don't want to do it like that, because I would like to be able to come back and keep teaching that and expanding on that with you guys and trading with you guys. I don't wanna muddy up the vortex with that too much. Um Also, every first Saturday, for those of you guys who are in the tri-state area of New Jersey and like to travel to New Jersey for some stupid reason, I do do an open mic every first Saturday. The next open mic is the 6th. And now I'm like, what the fuck? But it is the 6th. That is the first Saturday. Mondays are popping. You hear me? We had a new moon on a Monday. We're about to have the spring equinox on a Monday. We're gonna have the lunar eclipse on a Monday. We're gonna have a solar eclipse on a Monday. Like the day of the emotion is popping in 2024. Let me tell you. So yeah, if you guys want to come to the open mic night, we would love to have you performing and all that's free. We do have space for vending, all that fun stuff. And again, keep your eyes and ears open for my new music project on 3/19 at 11:06 p.m. Virgo Sunshine. That is my alter ego. I'm a big fan of MF Doom. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like you guys heard Unica Monet. That was my first music ever. It was Unica Monet. Then it was Sunshine Monet. Then it was Sunshine Monet L when I started going through my Moorish bars. And now it's Virgo Sunshine. And I love her because she's like a divine connection between who I am now and who I was when I won't say when I first started rapping, but when I was rapping in my early years of adulthood, like from like maybe like 15 to like 25. I told you I've been rapping since I was like 3, 4 years old. This ain't that I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I came through the womb with this. You heard me. So, everything that I'm doing right now is things that I've been doing my whole life. I'm not doing nothing new to me. It's new to y'all. It's not new to me. This is who I've always been. My parents will tell you. They got the receipts. Like she's always been Sunshine. That's why her nickname is Sunshine. My mom nicknamed me Sunshine. I've always been this person. But I'm growing. I won't say I've always been this person on like, you guys got where I was going with that. But anyway, I love y'all. And I'm going to bed. Because I gotta get up. I got work in the morning. Peace to the tribe, and I hope to see you guys at the spring equinox event and the moon events. And if you guys want more information, I hope you guys are paying attention to the banner at the bottom of the screen, because that has how you guys can contact me and follow me in my inbox. Contact me in my inbox stuff. Also, if you type in Sunshine Monet L on like Facebook or whatever, you can find me and message me if you need any extra information about anything I just said. Even if it was the charts or the time something happened and you want to make sure you get your times right, you're not bothering me. Hit me up. I got you. All right. I love y'all. Peace, peace.